What is up, Stick Mobility Instagram? Hi guys, it's been a little while, a month at least. It's Coach Jesse here coming to you live from Orlando. We're going to wait for some people to get in here, but we are going to be running a stick class today that is 100% based on your ankles. That's right, the ankles. You should have two of them, maybe, depends. Depends on if the joint actually moves or not, and you can kind of dictate if you have an ankle or not. Joints have to be joints for us to actually call them joints. Otherwise, you just got like just bone on bone. So, let's see. Somebody say hello, hello, hello. Cool. So, here is our itinerary for today for this class. So this class should last us about 40-45 minutes. We're going to do some joint cars. If you've trained with me before, heavy influence from functional range conditioning. If you're aware of Dr. Spina and Dr. Shivers and all their leadership over there, big fan of their coaching system. So we're going to start with some cars. We're going to then get into just some positional irradiation just to work on some balance and stability and bring some awareness to the body. And then from there, we'll get into the introduction of the ankle. We'll start talking about the ankle itself, why it's so important for it to be functional, what kind of function we actually need in the ankle, some of the lines of tension, some of the fascial lines that actually intersect with the ankle and help dictate some of the things that it does. And then we'll get into some isometrics, both bent knee and straight leg in plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. And then we'll get into a little bit of 3D maps. If you're aware of who Gary Gray is, there's a thing called 3D maps, which is a multi-directional movement pattern that we can use to get the hip involved, to go with the ankle. And then finally, we'll finish with a wall push split squats, one of my favorites. We're going to work on maintaining that second arch of the foot and being able to do split squats at the same time. So it's going to be a good one today. Think of this as more of a mobility-based workout, stability-based workout, not necessarily quote-unquote strength training. Are you going to get stronger in these ranges? Absolutely, that is the goal. Now, you see that I'm in my nice little deep squat. I've got one stick. You are going to need the stick bundle, so 2 longs and a short. Now, I'm kind of in this odd height where I'm like 6'2" and 3/4", so I need the 7-foot stick for some things and the 6-foot stick for other things, so you will see me mixing in and out. But if you do have 2 6s and a 4, or that stick bundle, that should be enough. Okay. Now, some other coaches on here will tell you, hey, grab a broomstick, grab something else to use. Sticks are very, very individual in their ability to take on some of the force that I'm putting into them. So go on the website, grab yourself a bundle, come back and take this class with me. I promise you it's going to be so worth it as you go through it. Okay? So let's get into your cars. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our 2 sticks, standing up straight, tucking that tailbone in, feet about hip distance apart. And what we're going to work on here is our cars. So we're going to go through 2 cars each direction of all different joints. Cars just mean controlled articular rotations. So gentle push down in the sticks. Just give me about 20-30%. Ground those feet. If you know how to give me short foot, give me short foot. That just means we've got a very active foot right now. And I'm going to go forward in the neck. So that's flexion, chin to the right side of my chest, ear to shoulder, chin to ceiling, ear to shoulder, chin to left side all the way around. One more that direction. What I love about these as we're going through them, using the sticks helps create a block, meaning by pushing down, my shoulders shouldn't rise up as I do this. I should have lots of control, just trying to move the joint, the neck in this case. Other way, so light push, tailbone tucked, short foot forward, chin to the left side, ear to shoulder, chin to ceiling, ear to shoulder, chin to the right side. One more. All the way around, back, open that stuff up, and down. Good. All right. Now we're going to do your scapula. Your scapula is how your shoulders glide across that rib cage. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the stuff on the back of the shoulders itself. So hands are straight out in front. Same position. So feet about hip distance apart. Soft knees, tailbone tucked. Good. Forward. Up. Back. Down. One more. Forward. Up. Back. Down. Again, light push into the stick. Let's go the other direction. Back. Up. Forward. Down. Back. Up. forward and down. Good. Remember, whenever we're doing any of these cars, we're trying not to compensate anywhere else. So if I'm moving my neck, I don't want my shoulders to work. If I'm moving my scap, I don't want my spine to work. Okay, I don't want my head, I don't want to be turtling. We don't want to be doing this or that elbow to bend. We want to just focus on the joint that we're trying to work itself. All right, now if you got big enough hands to do this, both sticks in your left hand, gently pushing down, and we're going to work shoulder car on the right side. I'm going to do one thing before we hear me right now. If any of you can hear it, you can even hit the wave button. I'll take that. We can make sure that you can hear me right now. Sometimes I turn on Do Not Disturb and suddenly the sound starts working. We got some people joining. Give me a little thumbs up if you can hear me from wherever you are at right now. Cool, perfect. Thank you. Good. All right, let's go into the shoulder. So both sticks in the left hand. Thank you. Good, and we're going to work that right shoulder. So open it up, externally rotate. We're not going to add the scap here, so I want to keep that trap down. So I'm pushing down sticks on the left side, and then I'm going to use that as a block to be able to use the shoulder. Back around the other way. So notice I'm just moving the shoulder itself, not adding any of this trap stuff, not adding my spine, my neck, my elbow, just that glenohumeral joint. Around, around, and back forward. Good. Other side. Pushing, tailbone tucked. So I'm coming to you guys from Orlando. I know we got some people from all over the world, and maybe you're watching this class another time. You're in Florida. Name of my gym is Unconventional Strength. Right now I'm wearing a shirt of my buddy. He had a gym here before he got deployed called Locomotion. So I'm repping his stuff today. But I know we got some people that come in internationally here. If you have any questions, you can always ask it. I can try and answer whatever I can in the chat. However, please send me a message at Unconventional Strength, and I'll try and answer whatever I can. All right, let's do the hip. So let's go from our 10 and 2 sticks to a little bit wider. Good. And what we're going to do is pushing down on the sticks, bring my right foot across my left, and then I'm going to work external hip rotation. So, and flexion. Up, out, abduction, internal rotation, and reach back. And let's go the other way. External, adduction, and down. Let's get one more. We'll do plenty in the hip today. We just want to start waking it up and telling it, hey, guess what? We're going to do things. Hey, brain, this is my hip, and I'm going to do stuff with it. Left side. Up. Out. Around and back. Around, in. Back and down. One more. Around and back. And then remember, the hip is where your femur goes into your acetabulum. That's the concave area where your pelvis is. So it's where the femur sits. So when I'm doing a hip car, I don't want to move the pelvis around. I'm just trying to move that part. And if it's small, it's small, but give it that small. I was training a client this morning and I was like, hey, small cars are still good cars, okay? So do a small car, train that one, and then we'll start expanding the range. We don't need to go really big to start out with. All right, let's do knee. So we're going to go into hip flexion. Now if you watch me here, I'm getting a little tibial femoral rotation. That's just my tibia, and then I'm going to flex and extend. In, flex and extend, out, flex and extend. This isn't happening from my hip. It's happening basically, you should watch the shin actually move a little bit. Good. And now we're going to do the ankle. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but let's get some ankle circles here. Going through all the different ranges, which we'll talk about here in a sec. And then other way. Good. And check it out. Let's go left side. Up. Extend, flex. And now let's say you go here and you can't extend the knee. Go ahead and just drop it down a little bit. That's okay. In. Extend, flex. Last one out. Extend, flex. Last one in. Extend, flex. You notice I'm giving this just a little bit more love because we're going to be using it quite a bit. To one way. And to the other way. Good. Let's finish with some spine. So just take one stick, put it to the side. Take one of your long sticks and put it in the crux of your elbows. I like to use the stick when I'm doing my spine cars for a couple different ways and reasons. One is when I'm going through my spine car, I can actually see the movement of the stick, which it can actually tell me how I'm moving, which is really important. Okay? So I can actually see all my directions exemplified by the stick itself. So we're going to try and move the whole spine. So I'm going to go kind of 45 degrees for you here, because we're going to start with spine flexion. So tailbone tucks, a little posterior pelvic tilt here, and I want you to go forward as far as you can. So lots of flexion of your spine. Once you're as flexed as you can be, rotate to the right, lean to the right, extend back into the right, extend in the center. So this is spine extension. Extend left, lean left, rotate and flex left, and all the way around. And that's one. Let's go same direction again. Rotating right, leaning right, extending right. Your spine needs to move, guys. Just did a post the other day. It is not this brittle thing that's always going to get injured. It'll get injured if it's weak. I think I saw a shirt that said from Westside Barbell, weak things break. They're not wrong. The spine needs to be strong. Forward, so flexion, as much as I can get. Rotation left, lean left, extend. Give me lots of extension. Lean right, rotate right, all the way around. One more time. Left, lean left, extend, all the way around. See how this stick's going to tell me how much rotation I'm actually getting. So I can use this as a way to gauge how well I'm doing my spinal cars. Especially the more I do them, the more they should improve. All right. Let's turn the core on and get you aware of your body in space. Okay? Awareness of your body in space is called proprioception. And so we want to work on that a little bit before we start moving. So what I want you to do is I want hands shoulder high with your two long sticks, feet nice and wide, tailbone tucked, and we're going to work on turning some things on here. So first thing I want you to do is feel like you're trying to drive the ground apart between your feet, almost like you're trying to do a split, but don't move your feet. Good. Tailbone stays tucked. Now squeeze your glutes a little bit harder. Good. Pull your head back to make sure you're straight up and down. And now start pushing the sticks down. 30%, 40, 50, 60, 70% push and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And shake it out. Good. So that was our wide stance. Okay, sometimes we take wide stances because we need to be more stable. Let's bring it in a little bit. So sticks are still at 10 and 2. Now the outsides of my feet are right inside where the sticks are. Okay, so upright posture. Still going to try and tear the ground apart between my feet. Tailbone tucked. Now, squeeze your glutes. Shoulders out of ears. Push 30% of the sticks. 40, 50, 60, 70% push and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Shake it out. You should feel like it's a little harder. I go from wider to narrower. Now we're going to go nice and narrow. The only thing I should be able to get between my feet is my fist. So nice narrow stance here. So shoulders out of ears. Sticks at 10 and 2. Down. Good. Tailbone tuck, soft knees. Try and drive the ground apart between my feet. Pull the head back. So not lift the chin up, just pull the head back. Push, squeeze, hold. 30, 40, 50, 60%, 70% push and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. These are just static postures, guys, also known as planking. That's what a plank is. It's typically static posture of some sort. Okay. Now we're going to go into split hip. So this is single leg. So we're going to work the same leg. We're going to go split hip, and then we're going to go abduction. Okay. That's going to make things a little bit harder. We're going to feel our center of gravity change just a little bit. Okay. So upright, left foot down, right knee up to your chest like you're Ralph Macchio in the Karate Kid, about to throw that crane kick, that unguardable crane kick. Good. Ground that left foot, squeeze that left glute, lock that left knee out, drive that right knee up into your chest, and push into the sticks, pull that head back. 30%, 40, 50, 60, 70% push and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come down, let's shake it out. Make sure whenever you're in that position that we don't soften that knee as we're trying to drive through. So from the side, as I bring that knee up, that knee shouldn't come forward. We're trying to be as long and as tall as we can that left side. Now let's go hip abduction. So shoulders out of the ears, right foot right off the ground, so pushing higher through that left hip. Bring that right foot out to the side. Everything tight, head back, and push. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% push and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oof. All right. Last time on the left side, we're going to plantar flex. So we're going to come up on the ball of the foot as we do that. So we're not leaving the heel down. So we're going to go split hip, ball the foot up as high as we can get it, and hold through plantar flexion. We'll go over all those movements in the ankle here momentarily once we finish the other side. So from here, shoulders out of ears, head pulled back, right knee up, through the ball of the left foot, pushing the 6, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% push and hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You see how much shaking I'm doing? That's not an easy position to be in. The sticks do help, but they also create all of that feedback as I'm pushing. Because guess what? As I push into the ground's pushing back up into me. It's not going anywhere. All right. Let's work the other side. So right leg down, hip and extension. Bring the left knee up as high as you can. Make sure that it's not sitting to the side like this. It should be straight and pulled in. Squeeze that right glute, lock that right knee out. Abs tight, push. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% push and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Going to bring the left leg out to the side now. This is our abduction. Out, squeeze, tuck tall, push. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% push and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. All right, here we go. Split hip, plantar flexion of the base leg. Not suddenly bending that knee. So as we come through, we're coming straight through. If you can't do this, you can always go here so that still most of that weight's on that right foot. So here we go. Up, through, and push, and hold. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. All right. So, we're all warm. Heart rate should be up a little bit. Awareness of your body and space should be up. Okay, now let's talk about the ankle. Okay, so this is your ankle. Hi. This is your ankle. We are bipedal, so the ankle is so necessary. And I see too many people, and you can see I'm training barefoot right now, who either first raise are trapped and they don't move, or ankles lack the requisite ranges of motion that we need just to be able to do everyday tasks. So, the more intense the task that we do, the more range of motion in the ankle is required. Now, we have baseline ranges of motion that we look for in things like table tests to just figure out if it's healthy. But these are ankles that are not under load. When an ankle is under load, it completely changes. So when you think about your kinetic chain, which is your body, when I step on the ground, energy is going to pass through that leg into my body, and I'm going to create it, I'm going to absorb it, and then direct it. So what happens is that if the ankle is limited, let's say I'm trying to step off this leg and jump, and I'm limited in dorsiflexion, then I'm going to be limited somewhat in my plantar flexion ability to create force. Because we like to create force by using the eccentric force absorbing to then create force outwardly. And so what ends up happening is that now I've got this interruption to my kinetic chain that then my body is going to have to make up for. So then I start trying to make up for it one way or another. So we see this in running and walking and jumping, especially if we have ankles that don't move very well. So let's go over the motions of the ankle. So just going to come here. Dorsiflexion. So flexing it up, like think like dorsal fin of a shark. So I'm closing the space right there. And then plantar flexion. I'm actually extending that space, but I'm closing up the space on the back side. So on the front side, I'm closing up the space between my talus and my tib and my fib. And then when I'm in plantar flexion, I'm opening up that space, but I'm closing the space between my calcaneus and my Achilles. Okay? So whenever we're moving, so plantar flexion, I should have about 0 to 40 degrees. Dorsiflexion, I should have about 0 to 20. And again, the more intense activities require more. Okay? We also have other movements of the ankle, like eversion and inversion. They are technically foot motions, but that motion is going to occur at the ankle to then create the motion of the foot itself. Okay, so lines of tension that we see this in, we see musculature and fascia in the superficial back line, the deep front line, the superficial front line, the lateral line, and the spiral line, all with intersections of the ankle. Okay, they all have different effects. And remember, this is a rotational joint. So the first thing we have to do is we have to treat it as a rotational joint. And I guarantee you, if you start to create more rotation in this joint, then you're going to get better at actually using it. And so that's going to take us into some of the stuff that we're going to do. Now, if you have a wedge, this works really well, but you don't necessarily need one. You just need something to run right under your foot. So I grab my wedge, I didn't, hold on. But, so you have to remember, so I talked about it a little bit here. We have the musculature, fascia. So you can look at your gastrocnemius and your soleus as things that help with ankle movement. Okay. Now, when I'm in everybody wants to do calf raises from straight legs, right? We want to go into plantar flexion, we want to work straight legs, and we want to kill those gastrocs. Most of the time, I recommend people do that on a slant board so we can get the most amount of range of motion possible as we're doing this. So up and down, so we're in this nice long stretch position. However, not enough people work this in bent knee. So we're in bent knee and plantar flexion. We're establishing more stability in the ankle whenever we do that. However, remember I said it's a rotational joint. So we want to treat it as a rotational joint. So if you have a wedge, do this with a wedge. If you don't have a wedge, you don't have to do this with a wedge. But what we are going to do is we're going to take our wedge, we're going to turn it. We're going to grab our 2 sticks. We're going to step on with the front leg. Now, I want to feel like I'm going uphill with my toe. Okay, big toes are going uphill. I'm not going to let this knee cave in. I'm going to get into this nice deep split squat. And then from this cave-in position, I'm going to bring that heel up and I'm going to hold, and that's my isometric. So we're going to do a set of that. Then we're going to turn it. We're going to go the other way. We're going to do a set on that side of the hill as well. That should feel different. And then we're going to do a set uphill. We go here, and we're going to go straight uphill from it and get a little bit more extension to that plantar flexion. So for each of these, we're going to hold for 15 seconds. So we're going to do all of these on the left side, and then we're going to do all on the right side. So if you have a slant, turn it. If not, it's okay. You can just do this on the ground. Or we're going to step onto it with that left leg. Holding the sticks at 10 and 2. Nice deep split squat. Up through the toe. Keep the knee bent. And hold. We're here for 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Whew. Little shaky there. Good. I'm going to turn. If you have a slant, turning it. Now going the other way. Still that split squat position. Don't worry, we'll do more split squats today. Do not let the knee cave in here. So we're not here. We're keeping that knee right over the midfoot, right over that ankle. Through the ball. Push and hold for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then let's go uphill. Same leg. Upright, pushing, sink in. Try and get as much as you can up that hill. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Woo! All right, let's shake it out. So that was all of our left leg. Now let's do our right leg. So big toe to the top of the hill. Pinky toe should feel like that cascading down and away. Getting deep in. Keep that knee right over the ankle. Drive to that plantar flexion and hold. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Come down. Switch. Turning it. Now the pinky toes at the top. Big toes towards the bottom. Don't let that knee cave in. And up and hold. Stay in that split squat for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then uphill. So working bent knee, really focusing on soleus here. Soleus function is super important. Sink in and rise for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Good. Now, we're going to do all the same stuff, but now we're going to do it from a straight leg. So, we are going to go back to that split hip position that we warmed up with here. And now instead of the knee being bent, it's going to be straight. So we'll do the same thing. We'll come up, and we'll try and maintain stability. We'll turn. We'll go the other way if you've got a slant. We'll go up. And then finally, we'll go up that hill. So just getting a feel for what plantar flexion feels like in a bent leg and straight leg position. This should feel very different. Should honestly feel a little easier here. So here we go. Big toes going up the hill. Split hip up. Pushing the sticks. Hold for 15, 14, 13. This one's tough. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! I might need to do more of those. Turning. Good. Still left leg. Now pinky toe is up the hill. And we're up. Pushing in the sticks. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And now up that hill. From up the hill. Got that nice long Achilles right now. Nice long gastroc. And we're coming up through it for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is not easy, guys. Not easy. But now the challenge, instead of it being more endurance-based for me, it's stability-based. So that starts to get more of a challenge from a stability standpoint. All right. Going to the right side. Locking out that right knee, right hip. Left knee up to the ball of the right foot. Pushing in the sticks and holding. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Turning. Now the pinky toe is up at the top of the hill. Push and hold for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And right side. Last one. Going up the hill. Last little isometric here. From plantar flexion into split hip. And we're going to go up and hold. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. So that's some of that ankle stuff that we're going to spring off of. And we need control of it to be springy off of it. So we're going to go away from your 6s. We're going to go to your small one. I'm sure some of you got a laugh over me falling, but hey, guess what? It's part of teaching a class, and teaching it live, I can't go back and fix it. And some days are better than others as training days. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work a little of the lateral motion of the ankle. So we're going to work out and we're going to work in before we finish with our wall push split squats. So 3D maps, and we're going to work some forward and back as well. But 3D maps was developed by Gary Gray as a way to assess hip mobility, foot stability, ankle mobility, everything up the kinetic chain. Love using this. Great for building stability and connection to that body. So what we're going to do is we're going to work some forward and then back taps and then cross taps and cross taps. And the goal here is to not let this knee skirt out to the side. Keep it over top, and even though I move my hip, try and stay stable in the foot. Now we're going to go arms up overhead for our forward taps. So we're going to go here and here. And then for our lateral taps, we're going to move, pull apart on the stick, move one side, and move the other side. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to turn 45 degrees a little bit so you guys can see this. We're going to do it 5 times on your left, and then we're going to rock it out 5 times on your right. We're going to do this with a long stick to start, and then we're going to go, short stick, and then we're going to go 2 longs. So arms up overhead, pull apart on the stick, left leg down, maintain the arch of that foot, tap forward, bend that back, the base leg as much as you can. That's dorsiflexion. Back. Across, let the arms move away. So my arms are moving right as my leg moves to the left. And then leg moves right, arms move left. That's 1. Good.
How are you doing with Natalia getting ready to leave?
Forward.
Oh, I know.
Back. Side. Side. 2. Forward. Back. Side.
She's going, yeah.
Side. 3. Don't let that knee cave in. 2 more. Forward.
It's their thing. Yeah, it's their thing.
Back.
Have fun. And I can't, right now, I can't take 2 weeks off of work.
Side.
It is what it is, but it's okay. I'm so happy that.
Side. 4. Last one. Forward. Back. Side. Side. And that's 5. Whew. That should cause that superficial frontline stuff to start to burn a little bit as I'm trying to maintain that. When that knee goes forward, I'm taking that hip, that back ankle through dorsiflexion as I'm doing this. We're also working stability at the same time. All right, right leg. Same thing. Good 5 reps here. Pulling apart on the stick, arms up overhead. Here we go. So like gentle pull apart. Forward. Back. Side.
My old English teacher, she's older, she's married.
Side.
She's a good resource to have.
And that's 1. Forward. Feel how that ankle and that hip work with each other. Back. Side. Side. 2. 3 more. Forward. Back. Side. Side. 3. Forward. Back. side, side, last one, forward, back, side, side, and that's 5. Whew. Tougher with the short stick. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through that same thing again as we're still working on stability and working on that ankle mobility. Because remember, mobility is a combination of flexibility and stability. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold some of those positions with double stick, and then we're going to change our vector of force, meaning we're going to move around a little bit. So for example, the forward, I'm going to try and go as forward as far as I can. Bring the sticks over to the left. Bring the sticks over to the right. Feel how that interacts with that ankle. And then come up. Same thing, we go back. We're going to go over to the left. We're going to go over to the right. Feeling how that intersects with the ankle. When we go side, we're going to go 2 sticks down. We're going to try and turn into the side that we're moving away from. And then try and turn and rotate as far into this side as we can. So we're going to use the sticks to explore those different positions. That's what the double sticks will help us with. So, upright. Just going to go through this one time. We're going to scan each position. So right foot down, let's go left foot down, right foot forward, and find, I'll go side so you guys can see me, as much dorsiflexion as I can. So heel is down, I found dorsi, good. I'm going to scan left. Keep the dorsi, keep the strong foot. I'm going to scan right. Keep the dorsi, keep the strong foot. And then I'm going to come up, and then we'll do the same thing with a hinge. Hinge, bend that front knee, get into that ankle, find it. I'm going to get left some, keeping that knee over midfoot. I'm going to go right some. I'm going to come back center. We're going to go across. So I'm bringing my right foot across my left as far as I can. Reach, reach, reach. Good. Take the sticks, reach them as far to the right as you can. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. Come up. Right, rotate into this left hip as much as you can. Bend the knee, reach. Give me as much rotation as you can get for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and come up. Whew. That left ankle, foot, some of those lines should be feeling that. Let's go right. Upright. Forward. Reach. Find as much dorsiflexion as I can find. Rotate to the left. As far as I can. Own it and scan. Rotate to the right. Own it and scan. Center. Come up. Hip extension. Give me that dorsiflexion, that front leg. Going right. Going left. Keep that dorsiflexion. You never know when you're going to need that knee, ankle, and hip to work together. Just like this. Come up. Coming across, so reaching the left leg across the body as far as I can. Sticks to my left as far as I can get them. Good. Across. Sticks to my right as far as I can get them. Turning into it as far as I can. Holding that knee in flexion. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Woo! It's a pretty intense little combination there. So we only needed 1 set of volume. Trust me, if you do it right, you only need 1 set. Because remember, I was trying to get as much range as I could in the ankle and try and get as deep into the rotational portions of that as I could. So if you want to, pause this, go through that again, and try and do that. Now, We're going to finish up with some wall push split squats. I love these, but these are tough. And for some people, they have very sensitive skin. So if you need a towel or something to go ahead and put it on. But what we're going to do is, see, I got a wall behind me. We're going to take the stick. We're going to attach it right here, lateral aspect of the quad. And I'm going to push that same side into the wall. I'm going to maintain whatever arch of the foot, whatever foot tension that I can maintain. And then we're going to do some split squats. Now, I'm going to do them without holding another stick. If you are struggling, grab another stick. I like to use a shorty here for the split squat so that you can maintain balance and stability. Okay? These are fun. These are also tough. We can make these tougher next week when we do it from the other side. So, I'm going to go straight through into the wall. See, I'm in the wall here. And then I'm going to go on the lateral aspect of my quad. Now I'm going to try and maintain my foot stability here. Let me go a little lower. Perfect. There we go. So I'm going to maintain the arch of my foot as I do this. What I don't want to happen is I don't want to suddenly cave in on the way down. So from here, keep pushing out, work down, and work up, and that's rep number 1. There we go. Work down, work up, rep number 2. Maintain that arch. Work down, work up, rep number 3. This should be quite the burner here. Work down, work up, rep number 4. Last one, work down, push, 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 push. And hold max tension into the wall for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Woo! That is a burner, folks. We should be burning in that tibialis anterior, burning into that leg as well, connecting it all together. Let's work this last set today, shall we? Coming down a little bit. Remember, it's not about how much volume we give. It's about whether it's the right kind of volume or not. That's the most important thing. So I'm pushing into the wall. I want you guys to see I'm going to try and maintain the arch of my foot as I do this. If I can get it into the right place. There it goes. Work down. And work up, and that's 1. Work down. Not going to lose that arch. Work up, that's 2. Work down. Oh, now it's the right spot. Work up, that's 3. Work down. Work up, that's 4. Last one, we get our 10-second hold at the bottom. Here we go. Work down, push, 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 push. And max push hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Woo! All right, guys, we got into those ankles today. We worked on plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. We talked about the function of the ankle. We talked about how it has a big effect on the things we do, like what position I'm in right now, squatting, running, walking. We need requisite ranges of motion to do these things. So I appreciate your time today. If anybody has any questions, you can leave them in the chat. I know there's been some chat, hopefully all positive. Hopefully I can answer anything that's directly related to stick mobility, strength and conditioning, ankle mobility. I can't really answer any specific questions to you because I don't know what's going on with your anatomy. So does anybody have any questions? And I'll just wait here and squat. If nobody has any questions, I appreciate you guys joining me today. You can go on here. You can find a lot of different workouts that are done by other coaches like Ray, Kelly, myself, George, Dennis, Neil, all of us doing follow-along classes for you here. There's lots of different things, added modalities. Go peruse. If you don't have any sticks, scoop some up. Again, my name is Jesse. I am from Orlando, Florida, coming to you from Unconventional Strength, and I appreciate your time today.